Well, howdy there folks, and welcome into today's video. Hope you guys are doing great out there. As always, welcome into this whiteboard video here today on Financial Education 3, where we're gonna get into my 4 favorite stocks that I hold right now. And these are my 4 favorite stocks for many different reasons. I wanna get into those reasons on why these are my particular 4 favorite stocks that I personally hold. And you guys know a lot of times I'll hold 20 stocks or so. So to pick out of those 20 stocks, my 4 favorite, it is actually a big challenge, right? Because I love so many different stocks I own, right? And I even love some stocks that I don't personally own. It's just maybe the pricing isn't right on that, right? The valuation sometimes just isn't right for a stock. So I'll be like, I love this company, I just don't love the valuation, okay? So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to pick your 4 favorite, but I'm gonna do that today in this video. I wanna explain why. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, all I ask in return is that you smash that like button. That's literally it, guys. I hope you appreciate me doing a little whiteboard video like this where I get into some stocks that I absolutely love in my portfolios, okay? If you're looking to join us in Stock Hub, it's absolutely free to do so. That will be linked in the description. Might also have that as a pinned comment down there. And also, if you have any stock market questions for me, I try to get back to a few people a day. You're gonna go ahead and leave those with the pinned comment down there also. That should be in the description as well to ask me any stock market related questions. Let's get into this, guys. Top 4 favorite stocks I hold. First one up here, okay? This one might come as a surprise to some folks, but there's very specific reasons why this is one of my favorite stocks I hold. By the way, this is not like an order of like, this is my favorite stock, this is my 3rd favorite stock or something like that, okay? But one of my 4 favorite stocks I personally hold is actually a sleepy stock, as they call it, okay? Walgreens Boots Alliance, ticker symbol WBA. This is one of my favorite stocks I hold. Is this one the most exciting stock in the world? Absolutely not. Is this a stock that's gonna like quadruple up and 10x my money over the next 5-10 years? Absolutely not, okay? But is Walgreens a moneymaker for me, and is it a better version of a savings account for me? In my opinion, yes. And that's why I value this stock so heavily. That's why this is one of my favorite stocks. I don't lose any sleep at night holding Walgreens Boots Alliance shares, okay? I know that company is gonna execute. They have a needs-based business model. The valuation is at very low levels. The dividends I receive from the stock are beautiful. I usually get $10,000+ between my different accounts, $10,000+ paid out to me every 3 months. So I'll make at least $40,000+ from basically just dividends that are thrown off to me this year in regards to Walgreens stock. I also love the management team at this company with Roz Brewer now leading this company in turnaround mode, where I actually view this stock as a stock that's not just going to get me all that dividend money, but it's already made me some very nice share appreciation in a year where a lot of stocks have had some troubles, right? And I think the share appreciation will be accelerated over future years. And so when I look at Walgreens Boots Alliance, it's hard for it not to be one of my 4 favorite stocks I possibly hold. That's why I have this as a 7-figure position, because it, to me, at the end of the day, I think about everything I'm investing in, right, as risk reward. What's my level of risk I'm taking? What's my potential reward, right? And when I look at Walgreens stock, I look at a stock that, what is my risk level? Okay, my risk level is very, very low because of valuation. The stock is so low. And it's a needs-based business model, so I always like to think, well, if we had a recession or something like that, at the end of the day, if we had a recession, you still need the stuff at Walgreens stores, right? It's not like the need for pharmacy-related things goes away if you have a recession or something like that. So when I look at it from that context, I love it. And then the reward potential, once again, $40,000+ a year, it pays me out in dividends. Plus, I think I'll get nice share appreciation over future years, and I already am. So when I think about it from that context, and then I think about like the whole, you know, other side of the reward potential, which is Roz Brewer, who has a ton of experience from Starbucks, right? Used to be the COO at Starbucks, used to run the Sam's Club division for Walmart, and used to be on the Amazon board of directors. When I think about somebody that could potentially execute a major turnaround in this company, not like they need a turnaround from the standpoint of like they're done and they got to be fixed. It's just about getting Walgreens from a level of like they're doing well for themselves to like, oh, this is going to become a multi or $100 billion+ company, right? And I look at somebody there that I'm like, that's kind of the call option on the stock, right? Roz Brewer is basically the call option on the stock. That if we're thinking about this company ever becoming a $100 billion company, a $200 billion company, or something like that, it will be because Roz Brewer really executed and got that management team up to levels where they exceed it, and that also makes it somewhat of an exciting stock for me, even though it's labeled as a sleepy stock. And believe me, I've been in some stocks in the past and currently that are sometimes labeled sleepy stocks that are phenomenal moneymakers. Dropbox is an example of a stock I bought in, what was that, December, January, right? December 2020, January 2021. And a lot of folks looked at that and they're like, this seems like such a sleepy stock, like a cloud company. Meanwhile, that stock has done amazing. I think we've probably had 6 figures of gains on Dropbox stock. It's done amazing, and it's not like this some super high growth company that's like, whoa, this is like some world changer. Meanwhile, a lot of those companies that had big stories behind them, what have a lot of those stocks done since January, February of this year? A lot of them are down 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. Meanwhile, Dropbox, this sleepy stock, has been a 6-figure money maker for me, right? And so I don't ever get caught up into this is a sleepy stock, this is a, whatever is whatever, okay? At the end of the day, I'm here to make money, okay? So that's the first one of my 4 favorite stocks up here. The next one of my 4 favorite stocks, I think all you guys that watch a lot of my videos, you knew this stock had to be on this list of my 4 favorite stocks, okay? It is The Chef, Tattooed Chef, TTCF. Why is this one of my 4 favorite stocks? Well, this one is, it's an incredible stock, okay? So first off, it's a food company, right? A food company, but not just a food company, a plant-based food company, right? And if we think about like, where's the major opportunity in food? It's really around plant-based foods, right? The organic movement, that was a kind of a smaller movement that happened, kind of, I want to say from like 2005 to about 2015, right? And other than that, like past food movements, there hasn't been a ton of innovation in basically the food space in quite a while. I'm talking like a major movement. I would say the organic movement was probably the closest thing to that, but it never really attracted tons and tons of people. The plant-based food movement is something that I don't see slowing down anytime soon. And I think this is exponentially larger than any organic food opportunity or anything like that. At the end of the day, the plant-based food movement is a lifestyle decision. It's a lifestyle change in that people are making for not only themselves, but their families, kids that are growing up and things like that, right? Whereas like my generation, me growing up, my parents fed us some sort of animal meat like every single meal, right? It was like you had to have like chicken in it or like beef in it or steak in it or ground beef or sausage or some sort of animal product, like had to be like, if you weren't eating an animal product, like what we were doing, and even most of the time for lunch, we would eat an animal product, right? Like a deli sandwich, like a bologna sandwich or a ham sandwich, something like that. And then maybe even like on the weekend, if you were having like a big breakfast, you ate like sausage, bacon, and things like that, right? So you were almost eating an animal product for almost every single meal. And what we're finding is more and more folks are not moving 100% away where they won't eat any animal food products, right? But where they're substituting a lot of those products with plant-based food products, right? And this has been a great thing for companies like Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods. Obviously, restaurants that are in the vegan space are doing very, very well for themselves. I know a lot of them out here in Vegas, and those places are busy and doing some business, okay? And a company like Tattooed Chef is in a position to thrive on the back of this movement, which is, like I said, this is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so when it comes to Tattooed Chef, this is a company that grew branded revenue last quarter 62% year over year, okay? Absolutely extraordinary numbers. 62% branded revenue growth. That's where you really want to look for Tattooed Chef's company, because they do have a private label business, but they're not even really giving that attention because they understand, like, if this company is going to become a $5 billion, $10 billion, $15 billion, $20 billion company over the coming years, it's going to be because of the Tattooed Chef brand, not because of their private label products. The private label is just something where the margins just aren't there. You can't really build any, obviously, brand equity, and it's just, it's an okay business, but where you change the game in the food space is when you can have, the food and drink space is when you can have your own brand, right? It's like you could make cola products, right, for food stores, and that's private label and it's sold under different brands. Or you could be Coca-Cola, like, who do you want to be, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, or the one that's making the private label products for food stores or something like that? Obviously, you'd want to be Coca-Cola and Pepsi. This is where the real money is. And this is a company that's innovating at a rapid pace. This is a company that has a management team that is relentless with this company, that is keeping the pedal to the metal, man. They're not slowing down for a second. And I look at this company company, it's maybe a $19 stock or so, a $1-something billion market cap, and I see a company that's growing into a food giant, and I love to be part of companies that I feel have a very high probability that they're going to grow into a giant in their industry, right? Tesla, I love being part of Tesla, and I'm still part of Tesla, right? But I love being part of that because I felt like this company is going to become a giant in the automobile space. They're going to become one of the biggest, if not the biggest, over the coming years, right? And Tattoo Chef, I look at this company and I feel like they're going to become a food giant. They're already starting to become a food giant in the freezer aisle. You're going to see that play out over the next couple of years where, you know, they have all of a sudden have 10 SKUs, 20 SKUs, 30 SKUs, 40 SKUs in a lot of food stores, right? And then this is a company that's so relentless, they're going to get into other product categories. We've seen patents come out for them, trademarks and things like that around different snack-related products. And they haven't been formally announced yet, but wait to see what happens there. And it's a company that's getting into all the grocery stores you possibly can. They have phenomenal reach. The international expansion is a whole other game changer for this company over the coming years. They're already started to test some products. From what I have seen in the UK, in the private stock group, we have a Discord chat, and some folks that we have from over in the UK have been posting some photos at some Costco stores where they're already testing Tattoo Chef products, okay? And so when I look at this stock, it is such an exciting stock because there is such an exponential opportunity for this company to grow. Like, I don't know the day that Tattoo Chef stops growing, but as long as this management team keeps the pedal to the metal, I think they're going to be able to grow at ridiculous rates for 5-10 years to go in the future. And I fully believe that in 5 years from now, not even 10 years from now, I believe in 5 years from now, we're already going to view this company as a mini food giant. And I believe in 10 years from now, we will view this company as a straight up food giant in the food industry. Right now they're viewed as like, this is just this little, you know, player that's growing niche space. Oh, they got 4 items in this store. Oh, they got 6 items. Wait to see what happens over the next 5 years and then the next 10 years. The 10-year opportunity is really the international expansion. That 5-year opportunity is really the domestic, getting their products out there and getting folks accustomed to buying their brand. And so Tattoo Chef is a beautiful, beautiful stock. It's one of my favorites. Absolutely, I own, if not my favorite. I put a lot of money into that stock. If it drops in any meaningful way, I'll continue to flow money into that stock. And the long-term opportunity is just as high as the sky can go. There's no limits on that stock. There's a lot of stocks where there's limits, right? Even a stock like Walgreens I love, there's limits, right? Tattoo Chef, there's no limit because this company can just continue to expand into more and more product categories. And what we've seen with their brand, there's no doubt that they have a high probability of succeeding in those products. If they want to get into the chip category with, you know, different types of chip products that resonate with folks that are into plant-based foods, right? I have a high high level of faith that they will be successful there, right? And other snack products, tortillas, all these different products that they want to get into that are outside just a freezer aisle. There's no reason for me not to be excited about that one. So that's why it's one of my 4 favorite stocks up here, okay? This next one up here, this one is Corsair Gaming, CRSR on this one. One of my 4 favorite stocks out there. What this one represents to me is easy money. Easy money, that's what it represents to me, okay? It really does represent easy money for me over the coming years, okay? Now, when it comes to Corsair Gaming, it's a company that's huge in the gaming space, huge in the streaming space, around hardware products, but they're getting into more software-related products and getting their technical expertise up to higher levels. And the company has done so phenomenal over the last few years with the growth that they're basically in a position now where they can build out a team where they can start making more customized products, where they have more intellectual property behind the company, where they can go into more and more industries, where they can buy out more companies, right? And so they're just in an amazing position. The forward P on the stock is somewhere around maybe 15, 16, something like that. And I look at this company and I see a company that I think is going to grow 2x, 3x, if not 4x their revenues by the end of this decade. Well, when I see that type of scenario playing out and I see a company that's trading at a forward P of, let's say, 16, that's ridiculous. Like, I would be willing to pay for Corsair Gaming, I'd be willing to pay a forward P of 30 or 35. I would even think that's fair, right? If Corsair today was trading at a forward P of 50, 60, no, I'm good, okay? 30, I'm still very intrigued. I'm probably buying the stock, but at 16, like, come on, you gotta be flipping my flapjacks. With the type of opportunity this company has over the coming years and the type of brand they have been able to build there, there's no doubt this is one of my favorite stocks. I think this is an easy moneymaker for me over the next 2, 3, 4 years. And ultimately, the stock's trading at 20-something dollars a share here today, maybe 27, 28, something like that. Long term, I think this is going to be a $50 plus stock, obviously, based upon where I see the profitability going, based upon the fact that they're already significantly undervalued, trading at a forward P of 16 or so. And right now, short term, two things are hurting the business, right? The first one being the world opening back up. Now, Wall Street assumes that because the world has opened back up over the past 6 months or so, and just continues to, that no one's going to buy gaming products or like these computer-related products, when that's just wrong. That's just false, okay? Gamers are still going to game. Streamers are still going to stream. It's still huge growing industries over the coming years. Is it going to always be the way it was last year in terms of that crazy demand? No, but is the demand still ridiculous for the coming years, and will it just continue to build for the coming years? In my opinion, absolutely. And so that's one thing. The second thing that is hurting the business right now, okay, and this is more of a reason that it is actually hurting the business, and that's around inflation, essentially, okay? Shipping costs, transportation costs, things like that are eating into the company's profits in the short term, but that stuff always plays out over the short term, and over the long term, that stuff goes away. And as that goes away, how profitable can you imagine Corsair Gaming will be once those short-term cost effects go away, right? Then the company's just in a position where they have this huge headwind like blowing in their face, right? Where they're trying to make as much money as possible as far as the bottom line goes, but they have all these costs, basically just holding them back. To all of a sudden, it's a tailwind, and the company's just pushing forward faster than ever, okay? And so there's some things that are hurting the company short term that are honestly going to help the company huge long term. And keep in mind, last quarter, I believe the company had over 20% revenue growth. And that was in a quarter in which Wall Street thought like, no one's going to buy this stuff anymore. No one's going to buy streaming equipment and gaming equipment. And that's just a completely wrong way of looking at a stock like this, in my personal opinion. And so yeah, Corsair Gaming is one of my favorite stocks because I believe it's going to be an easy money maker for me over the next several years, guys. And that's why it's a really intriguing stock for me, okay? The fourth favorite stock up here of the bunch that I hold is the Planet, okay? Planet 13. Planet 13 is one of my favorite stocks by far, okay? Huge growth company, a company that a lot of folks figured might go bankrupt during Running Runner, right? Because all of a sudden they had only one store at that time, the Las Vegas location, Las Vegas Superstore. All of a sudden, Vegas was closed down. People are like, is this store gonna go out of business? And is this company gonna go bankrupt, right? They went from not only not going bankrupt to then the company put up ridiculous growth numbers over the past year, where people are like, what? This company, I thought they were gonna go bankrupt, and then it was actually, they grew huge, right? And now this company's in a phenomenal cash position. They're in a position in Florida where they can open a ton of stores out there, which is gonna be, a massive market for the company. They have a superstore in California, in Southern California now, so they'll be able to, expand their brands out there, and obviously, that store should build over time and become a beast, right? The Las Vegas store really didn't hit till it had been open about 2 or 3 years. The Orange County store, probably something similar, and we'll probably start to see some crazy volumes out of that one next year and moving into future years. And imagine how many major cities there are around the US where they can open up major superstores, and how many smaller format stores they can open as well, right? This is definitely a company that could have 10, 15, if not 20 superstores over time, and then another, let's say, 50 smaller format stores, plus they have own brands, which is actually, in my opinion, a bigger opportunity for the company long term than the store opportunity. I think that will be more profitable. I think that's like the Amazon Web Services opportunity for the company over time. And so when I look at Planet 13, it's hard for that one not to be one of my 4 favorite stocks. I look at a company there that, federal legalization is just getting closer and closer. They just passed some basically laws very recently where banks can now start to lend to a lot of these US-based companies. So before, a lot of these companies had trouble getting lending. They had to go through basically more non-traditional routes for getting money to back them, right? Now that's being eliminated. Like, it's step by step. We're getting closer and closer to federal legalization, literally by the month right now. And no one knows exactly when that's going to come, but probably sooner rather than later in regards to federal legalization of the products this company sells. And that will just be a whole new wave for this company that we've never really seen. And like I said, the management team that this company has, I don't doubt them for a second. Not even a second do I doubt that management team there, okay? So those are my 4 favorite stocks, and that's why those those are my 4 favorite stocks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always, and me kind of going into the reasons why these are my 4 favorite stocks. Once again, if you want to join us in the Stock Hub, that link will be in the description, also the pinned comment. If you want to text me any of your stock market related questions, that will be pinned comment, and that will also be linked in the description as well. Thank you for watching and have a great day.